Hey guys, in the mom. I've been here, but you know what? Some days you just don't want to hit that record button. Oh, let's start with Sunday, shall we? I popped into Andy's. I keep missing you. You're either just finished or I missed you ages back. Yeah. So hi Andy. Was certainly good to catch up, wasn't it? Almost good to chat with you, Russ, the gang, Sylvia, Imother, you know, the grown-ups on YouTube. I like so much. A bit of cough. Yeah, 2 bits yeah. Yes, got the right shirt. Hi Scott, you dickhead. I'm done with you. So, what's been happening? Everyone caught me caught in the rain the other day. What was that? 10 days ago. And that t-shirt and jeans on, and I fucking pissed them. Yeah. It literally did this wheelchair on the next wheelchair needs a speed boost button that does about 30, you know what I mean? Imagine. That would be handy. So, what are we talking about? The brain dead donation. None of the BBC full of shit. You know my opinion anyway, you've known it for a while, but they're tipping that balance every time I interact with them. So I had a letter, the appointment was for it back in September. I should have left it as was, but then the PA had to ring them and yeah. I was willing, right? This was the plan. You know me by now. I keep it civil. Yeah, alright. Permission to that. So, I'm actually gonna keep that appointment, Melanie. And why was I gonna? I felt like humiliating the NHS yet again. couldn't really call at it. So, breast screening, not that I give a fuck. I'm not going to the appointment they've sent now, so fucking. They wanted me to go to the mobile unit. I looked up, filming. Obviously, if I'm going to humiliate them, let's put it out there. I would have happily, because look at all they've done to me in the past. Bunch of retards. None of them really are. So, I just looked up. I really guys filming them because of the new phone. It wouldn't matter. So I looked up. Phone just casually, like in the hand, and got back to the mobile clinic. Knowing full well it wasn't wheelchair accessible. And gone then watch a lot. Yeah, that was my plan. No, she saw the letter. She, random bollocks, same shit I do with the NHS. I'm referring to, right? Right. So, we didn't know she's in a wheelchair. Yeah. Funny that I'm only used one for 32 fucking years. Not long. Not long at all, is it? So then they sent an appointment for the 1st of November. I ordered transport, then we're coming to get the fucking wank job. I do detest the NHS more than these tossers. These are a close second. More about that in a minute, because I'm in that kind of mood. So the NHS fit for purpose. None of the rapid dog that needed shooting a long time ago, isn't it? For anyone who needs it long term and has a health history like mine. But none of it caused by me. They did it themselves, all of it. So I think I have every right to slag off the pathetic NHS. If it was a horse, I would shoot it. So let me go in the chest. I mean, all that bullets a few years ago. Clap for the fucking NHS. Boy. Boy. What's so great about them? You didn't clap for the carers or the postman or the teachers or any other fucking network, just the useless NHS. I know some of you know my background, know what went on, know about Triddles, know about the assassination of many of my friends at Triddles. A slow assassination at that. I know my thoughts on that. But then today I was awake early, so early I caught Mike Graham on the live show. And then had this story 2 minutes on Sunday. I dug out the old phone and put YouTube back on here. YouTube been on there. Okay. I thought I'd put it back on there, but let's try this thing with Mike Graham. Cause it is outrageous. Don't want that right now. That's it. Now, this is about the new government's overreach. Bear with me. I need to, well, I think you know, be back in the set. Hello, I'm Mike Graham. This what I'm about to play did not happen under Rishi Sunak's government. It's the user Richard the Nimna job. You know, we told the stomach, oh the stomach, because it's so full of shit and piss, you wouldn't believe it. I hate Keir Starmer. Not immigrant.
Centre of a very interesting case, which is not the first of its kind, but it's a very rare case of its kind. It's a mother who's launched a legal battle, basically, to try and protect her son, who suffers from Down syndrome, right? Because the state, believe it or not, wants to inject him with a COVID jab against his will, and also against her will. Believe it or not, and this will come as a bit of a shock to a lot of you, I think, the state has basically, this is the NHS Integrated Care Board, the ICB, trying to do what they call a forced vaccination, which would also include spiking cups of tea and glasses of orange juice in order to sedate him and subdue him. He's a grown man, he's in his 30s. Stephen Jackson, as I say, is this listener. Stephen, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
Thanks very much for joining us. Obviously, it's a complicated case and, you know, it takes a bit of explaining. But, I mean, the bare bones of it are that this has happened before. People have gone to court before to try and get a remedy. But why is the state so insistent, in this case in the guise of the local NHS Integrated Care Board? Why are they so insistent on doing this?
Well, it's hard to get behind that. The test and what everyone is looking to do is to achieve the best interests for the patient, in this case, Adam. In the last case I did, which I've had a chat with you about before, was a chap called Tom. What's in the best interest at the moment seems to be very much hovering under the mist of COVID still, so it's hanging on from 2021. So it's what they want to do. Everyone wants to look after the best interest, and there's no question that is, everyone has that in their mind. But it's not what's happening. We have what's now become a minority view. I think we still have the safe and effective mantra still lurking in people's minds, and it's clouding their minds as to what's the appropriate thing to do. I mean, what they're doing with Adam, they are spiking his
I know goes from the lower up down a bit. Get this one thing. Go back a bit.
To be very much hovering under the mist of COVID still, so it's hanging on from 2021. So it's what they want to do. Everyone wants to look after the best interest, and there's no question that is, everyone has that in their mind. But it's not what's happening. We have what's now become a minority view. I think we still have the safe and effective mantra is still lurking in people's minds, and it's clouding their minds as to what's the appropriate thing to do. I mean, what they're doing with Adam, they are spiking his drink to put him under and to give him this medication that he doesn't want. He doesn't want any treatment at all. And everyone's concerned, but this shouldn't be happening. It's really shocking. The court ought to be looking, the other side should be looking to say, well, actually, is this really justified? You could understand if someone's life was at urgent and imminent danger and they needed an injection sedative to save their life. You get that. But we're talking about COVID in 2024.
Right.
Everyone's had it. Everyone's shown how they're going to react to it or not. And frankly, he's survived for 4 years. The case you mentioned, Tom, the judge specifically agreed with the ICB, a different ICB, and said, yes, actually, we don't have a necessity anymore. The COVID landscape has changed. That's the public view. It doesn't seem to be the view of the particular people involved in this ICB.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've also had the evidence being presented most recently to the COVID inquiry, not least just last week from Chris Whitty, who basically said that he thought that there was a massive overreaction, not least from several, clinicians who've said that there was a massive overreaction, that the masking of people and that the COVID vaccination, particularly of young people, was unnecessary, and of most people was probably unnecessary. I mean, a lot of the people who were against it at the time, who were ridiculed, and many of them who lost their jobs as a result, have been proved right all along. So I'm surprised that the NHS have still got this view.
Well, it's hard to get to the bottom of, but all I've seen from the evidence that so far has been before the court is the justification of the health professionals involved is referring to Adam's inability to wear a mask, his inability to social distance because he doesn't understand the importance and can't do such things. Now, this Down's syndrome chap, he likes a hug, he's tactile, and of course he's masking and social distancing difficult for him. But that is the reason why it's been suggested in the past, at least, when it's been before the court before, as to why it's needed for his own safety and, they say, the safety of others. Let's remember that. Completely unethical. We should be looking at Adam's safety only. But that's the justification for it. And Boris Johnson was out the other day saying he thinks none of it's going to work. You can't actually hold back the tide on the virus. Well, that's what they're still doing. And we seem to have a postcode lottery whereby one ICB is saying, yes, time's moved on. This ICB is stuck in 2021, and they're thinking they have to enforce what is the guidance of JCVI scientists, who've also moved on, but still sort of in their green book, have to enforce government guidance on an individual. This is really about state interfering and jumping on with fairly jackboots into the lives of families.
Exactly right. Because in the notes that I've seen, and Dave Soloff did a piece on this over the weekend, it's quite sinister, really, what's already happened. I mean, presumably the court case is to try and prevent it from continually happening, but it says that back in November 2023 and June 2024, the primary dose and booster were administered, and as a thank you for having a mug of breakfast tea and a glass of orange juice poured into his room, Adam would invariably hug the stuff. But unbeknownst to him, on 5 separate occasions, the drinks were laced with a covert anxiolytic medication, a powerful sedative. He fell into a deep sleep. They rolled up his sleeve and stuck a needle in his arm. I mean, that's incredible.
It is fairly sinister. It's not without risk sedating someone to knock them under. It's not very pleasant. And how many of us would like it? The point about the Court of Protection was it was set up under the Mental Capacity Act to give a voice to those without a voice, to give a voice to the vulnerable. Well, Adam's made his views quite plain. He doesn't like medical treatment. He does not want vaccinations. When he's shown a book with vaccinations and needles, then he reacts quite strongly towards it. So he doesn't want it. So why is his voice being ignored? And what's really awful here, when I'm hoping to get this before the court, is that the public has changed its mind. For the at-risk group in which Adam is placed, and this is according to the government statistics, that at-risk group is about 10 or 11.5 million rather in the UK. And so we seem to be a very sick nation, or it's a very widely drawn group. Anyway, that's all the group Adam falls into. And his chance of suffering a day in hospital, so a non-severe admission to hospital, the government says is in the order of 1 in about 10,500. So you have to...
So pretty unlikely.
It's darn unlikely. If you have to inject about 10,500 people with a treatment cost for the administrative things, just ordinarily pop down the GP, roll up your sleeve, get it done, treatment cost of £25 on latest government statistics. We're talking about £260,000 as a treatment cost for someone to avoid staying in hospital. That's against guidelines under the government whereby you might have £30,000 as a maximum to give someone an additional year of good life.
Right.
Now, so it's all completely out of kilter. And if you look at avoiding a serious admission to hospital, which is possible for anyone, same for Adam as it is for you or me, the cost of that works out at about £3.5 million. I mean, it's a complete waste of public money, let alone the distress that it causes to Adam and distress.
Absolutely. Well, it says as well that 3 times he's managed to foil the secret sedation plot by pouring the drink down the sink. I mean, incredible. That one included 30 milligrams of temazepam and 4 milligrams of lorazepam and diazepam as well. I mean, really quite dangerous drugs to be giving to somebody against their will. I just find it extraordinary that we would be in this day and age actually forcing people to take a vaccination which they've clearly said they don't want. I mean, he's not incapacitated, is he? I mean, he's in his mid-30s, I think, right? And he's perfectly capable of understanding what's going on around him. He just happens to suffer from Down syndrome.
Well, he has moderate learning disabilities and autism.
Right.
So he's not, the court has determined, he's not capable of understanding COVID and the COVID vaccine and all the details which you and I might discuss about the experimental nature of it. The Pfizer drug is under trial still until 2029. So he might not be capable of understanding that, but he's very capable of communicating with the people who he gets to know well. He can look at some pictures, he can play video games, and he can make his views plain about if you approach him with a needle. And if he smells something in his drink which is a bit off, they had to change the drug they were using. If he can smell it, he'll throw it down the sink, which is precisely what he did.
Right.
So he's not without an ability to communicate his wishes, but his wishes are being overridden. The court's job effectively is to try and get into his mind and to consider, well, what would Adam say if he had capacity to understand these things? And if he'd been someone involved in an accident, so previously of full mental capacity, all of a sudden that's lost, you might say, oh, well, let's look at his background. We know his view towards medication was to stay away from it. Let's stick with natural remedies. Then you could say, well, we know he'd say no. But you don't have any clues for someone who's been born with the disabilities. So the court has to try and use the best information it can to assess what Adam would say. But the only information available is his mother saying no, and for all sorts of good reasons, and the authorities saying yes. Why? To protect the NHS, to protect Adam against an illness which is really he's had COVID before. There's an extremely limited risk of in the future.
Right. It's extraordinary. Well, listen, Stephen, we must talk again because, I mean, obviously we want to follow the case and see that it gets the right remedy because people are quite horrified listening to this. They're absolutely shocked that this is going on in Britain in this day and age. So bear with us and we'll come back to you again soon.
Sam, in 40 years, so guys, in 40 odd years, what has the NHS learnt about treating disabled people? Fuck all. For those deliberate things I've had done to me, deliberate, was a plan to kill all disabled people even in 1984. I know, so well, novel, but in reality, it won't far off. Adam you heard it. The man has Down syndrome and isn't sick or a retard or a whatever, because as of the terms that I've heard said about me at Trillis Hospital too. Yeah, so say that again. Trillis Hospital. My fault, well, I only had it today. Transport coming to collect me when the appointment I have isn't until November, but I said they can fuck that now too. I'm not going. Fuck 'em. The less interactive I have with no pleasure fucking us, but all that the GP, the better. I don't trust them. They've given me venomous viruses, including the monoclonal B from operations. So, and the blood scanner and so on, I mean, why do they think it's acceptable to target disabled people against their wishes, or haemophiliacs, or anyone? I mean, why not use the people arriving illegally perfectly healthy to practice shit on? That is sensible because they're here illegally. And yes, I did say that. Either send them back or leave them in good trials if they die. Was the issue. They're not meant to be here anyway. Most are hardened criminals are not escaping nothing. And did you hear about wait for this. If you haven't heard it, there was a bloke with a man, 2 kids and a wife, off Anglesey in North Wales, headed back by boat to wherever they came from. They hate the UK and they were told they couldn't go. Pardon? Hang on. They got here in a less safe boat or dinghy than what they planned to live on. A chartered boat. They tried getting their plane tickets to slap the other, and didn't know why they weren't allowed to leave, because they didn't have a British passport. Yes, folks, they came in illegally, so they had a passport when they entered. So when they tried leaving on their own terms, they were stopped for crossing another route to get to where they were going, to avoid all the channel and go wherever, and then we're stopped from leaving because they hadn't gone from the legal route. Hello, they got here illegally, let them fuck off illegally too. But honest, this country is full of fucking claims. It goes in right now. Kia the cunt. I called you a cunt. What you gonna do, Kia? You haven't even got a name for me. So you can fuck off with chuffing wanker and all of that disadvantage for you. Cause you're as much use as a wet paper bag to dry a floor with. I fucking hate you there. I said it, killer. I hate you more than I've hated any Prime Minister ever. You come close to David Cameron. In fact, I didn't hate him as much as I hate you, wanker. Yes, you're a wanker, you're a wanker. And you need to go. No one likes you. 2/3 in the country didn't vote. So how the fuck did you get to be Prime Minister? You need locking up in a lunatic factory, 'cause you're one of them. In fact, a certain chuffer should be locked up, shouldn't he? 'Cause he ain't that right either. So, and then, well, more bullshit. Come and get me, you won't get in here, 'cause I can tell it's you, 'cause you're stupid, you wear your badges. Just saying, you won't find me, because there's no radio, no BBC player, no nothing that warrants you to come. So you lot can fuck off too. So that's the government, the new government, the NHS, and finally the BBC. See you later.